Can humans be immortal? Are there any immortal animals? Death, as we know, is the only guarantee at life. Death gives meaning to the few years that we have on this earth. Death is mysterious. Death is scary. Death is inevitable. Or is it? Dying is not compulsory. We don't die of old age. We die of disease, injuries, or malfunctioning of our body. So, is it possible to not die? Immortality, or the inability to die, right now seems like a far-fetched idea for humans, which they may or may not achieve. As of now, it exists only in imagination, fiction, and mythology. Although billionaires have been researching immortality, recent studies have revealed how the lock to an everlasting life works. We haven't found the key. However, there are many animals that have found a way to put a stop on death, or at least press the pause button for a very, very long time. How do these animals manage to conquer death? Well, they don't. You can't really conquer death, but what you can conquer is old age. Most old people die because their bodies are too weak to recover from an injury or fight off a disease. But what if you never get old? What if you are always at your prime, growing stronger and stronger as you age? Let's say hello to the naked mole rat. This little cutie that looks like the love child between a potato and a ball sack has more to it than just its good look. Animals grow weaker as they age. The naked mole rat doesn't. Their bodies do not show any signs of aging until really late. To understand why these potatoes don't age, let's understand why we age. All animals have a certain number of chromosomes in every cell. Most humans have 23 chromosomes. Some may have one more or one less. At the tip of the chromosome, there is a segment called the telomere. This part of the segment consists of the nonsense DNA that doesn't code for anything. With every new cell division, 2 copies of the chromosomes are formed. And every time this happens, a small segment of the telomeres are lost. So as we age, more and more of these telomeres are lost until the cells can't divide anymore, leading to cellular senescence, or when the cells can no longer divide. And that is called the Hayflick limit. Now, although this process happens in all of the animals, the naked mole rat has elevated activities of an enzyme called telomerase that sort of extends the lifespan of these telomeres. So while most rodents live for about 1 to 2 years, the naked mole rat lives for about 30 years, extensively delaying their aging process. So I guess the answer is simple. Find a way to extend the telomerase activity and we are good to go, right? But it's not that simple. If it was, we would have found a way. You see, the process of aging helps us live longer. I know how that sounds, stay with me. Cell senescence happens for a very important reason. Humans may be immortal, human cells are not immortal. Unchecked telomerase activity is seen in cancer cells, which is what helps them divide uncontrollably. Which means given the right conditions, cancer cells can grow indefinitely. Cancer cells are immortal. But the naked mole rat, despite having significant telomerase activity, is extremely resistant to cancer. Unexpectedly, another such animal exists with excellent ability, the lobster. Lobsters have a continuous supply of telomerase and can endlessly repair damaged DNA, avoiding cancer. So they are practically immortal and only die because they cannot break out of their shell during molting. The oldest known lobster was about 140 years old before he was released into the sea back in 2008. So if George is still somewhere out there, he's probably over 150 years old. Okay, so let's gather all of our immortals together. The naked mole rat, which is immune to cancer, but no one wants to live like a blob of cancer all their life. And well, the lobster dies a very agonizing death. But there is one animal that has all that it takes. Truly regenerative, super immortal, puts everyone else to shame.
He shall never be destroyed. Cut off a limb and 2 more shall take its place. We serve none but the Master, as the world shall soon serve us.
Hail Hydra! You see, that line by Hydra is not just some sci-fi dialogue, but a fact. Hydra is a freshwater invertebrate that has regenerative powers just like Deadpool. In fact, Professor Selena Juliano from the Department of Molecular and Cellular Biology from the UC Davis College of Biological Sciences says, and I quote, "As far as we can tell, it doesn't age or die. You can cut little pieces out of the animal and it will regrow. And maybe the most amazing thing that you can see is that if you dissociate the animal into even single cells, mix them all up and put them back in a ball, and a whole new Hydra will grow out of it." Under lab conditions, Hydras are virtually immortal. Because they have stem cells that live in a continuous state, every 21 days, the cells of these organisms can rejuvenate. If we cut a finger, a genetic code is activated to promote scarring, because of which scar tissues are formed at the site of the wound. But in a Hydra, these stem cells are activated, because of which even if an entire body part is lost, it can be rejuvenated, causing it to become truly immortal. So how about us? Can we do something like that? So some scientists believe that we have an absolute limit to how old we can get. It's somewhere around 120 to 150 years old. Many of us do not manage to live that long. Although we can live to our maximum potential by better nutrition, less stress, more workouts, sleep better, walk more, be more active, this and that, and all these things, and keep doing all of these things. Unsurprisingly, there has been a lot of research into immortality, unsuccessfully in humans though. Scientists have found that mutation in the insulin signaling pathway can double the lifespan of nematode worms, whereas in the TOR pathway can increase it by 30%. But put them together, and these worms that could only live for a few weeks have now increased their lifespan by over 500%. A lot of human medicine studies were initially done on nematode worms. However, moving from nematodes to mice to human trials and to put it into actual human medicine is a very long process. Yet some scientists believe that people who are already alive can witness some of the results of this immortality research in action, which is pretty fascinating and also maybe lucky for us.